The embers settle into ash, refuse to bend, to break, look back. It's all decided in the moment we both choose to fight it. You don't need armies to take down the monster underneath the crown. It's just a one-shot, stay locked, cloak and dagger, what you're after. But I'm not your hired gun. Bullets to wars and nothing's won. This might be your one chance, you can withdraw. I'll take all your deep cuts, I'll take it all. I am every mirror, you're just a wall. Even if I cry, you will watch yourself fall. All talk and never answers, you spread your hate like cancer. Take a pick, either path is reckless. All talk and never answers. All talk and never answers. All talk and never answers. It's always consequences on the fences, not my best. It's our choice to stand behind the one who knows to pull the trigger. Feeling it all fade fast when you mistake broken glass for wall to wall. This might be your one chance, you can withdraw. I'll take all your deep cuts, I'll take it all. I am every mirror, you're just a wall. Even if I cry, you will watch yourself fall. Coming to a hard stop, hard as it feels. Knowing no control here, is this surreal? All talk and never answers, you spread your hate like cancer. Take a pick, either path is reckless. All talk and never answers. All talk and never answers. All talk and never answers.
Why does everybody keep talking? I'm becoming one with the frauds of the war. Brittle to the bone, my mirror is filled with caution. It's often they lie to us just to make a profit. Everybody lost it, that's why I'm making paths of my own. The king falls and his men call for the throne, while the people that keep everybody breathing is grieving. So why should we attack? It all falls back. I've been down to fight, but what happens when the screen goes black? I call upon the elements, the weapons on my back, while I run upon the settlement. No matter who comes in the way, you know I settle it. From armies to the mercenaries, to the kings and queens and myself. Just because I'm level-headed doesn't mean I don't need help. So get up, everybody need to move. Just get up, everybody need to move. Fight for a cause and it don't matter if you lose. So
This might be your one chance, you can withdraw. I'll take all your deep cuts, I'll take it all. I am every mirror, you're just a wall. Even if I cry, you will watch yourself fall. Coming to a hard stop, hard as it feels. Knowing no control here, is this surreal? All talk and never answers, you spread your hate like cancer. Take a pick, either path is reckless. All talk and never answers. All talk and never answers. All talk and never answers. Everybody need to move, just get up, everybody need to move.
ones approach in the cover of the night. Every step she takes, dancing out of sight before her clever fray, and steal your dreams away. Diamonds, iris, drown the virus. I will be your nightmare. Gold contagion won't delay it. You won't get away. I can be your nightmare. Got you locked up in my head just like a nightmare. Nightmare. Welcome to nightmare. Got you dancing with the dead inside my nightmare. Nightmare. Nightmare.
Hello, hello. We are finally here. No long. Currently, my Wi-Fi isn't dying. I'm not gonna say anything because it could definitely still die. But for right now, we're good. We will go as long as we can. Either before. So there's two ways I will end stream. My throat dies, or my Wi-Fi dies. Though if my throat dies and we are and we're still good to go, we'll probably do some like IS or RA2. Let's see what dies first. Hopefully not me. Well then, actually, you know what? I hope it's my throat first. I enjoy RA. Yes, I do. It is. I like it more than IS, honestly. Like, I cannot bring myself to play RS or IS. Model stop responding? No, it's still good. Oh, yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's your end. I'm currently looking at my model. Also? What you got for me? What's the also? Hey! Kibo, thank you for the Prime for 2 months. Let's go. You're on a roll. It's free to use the Prime sub? I mean, yeah, it is. And I think you also get it. I do. Honestly, I should check my, to see if I get paid soon or not. But we will probably be turning the music off for this because I want to hear the story music. So we're gonna exit out of YouTube, pull up the main screen, and I'm already prepared. Now I'm prepared. I'd wait, can we hear March on before? You wanna spend the points for that? 'Cause we can. Do I need to? Oh, we were just about to start the story. But if you want to wait until after my throat gets out, we will be back to music and music redeems. Because right now I have it all set up and ready to go to stream the story. So yes, you would have to redeem. Story then? Yeah. It doesn't take long for my throat to give out. Don't worry. No worries. Enjoy. Cross the battlefield's line. The senior professor of classics to the Victorian National University, Samuel Seuss, once likened the ample library of Sir Cassegrain to the holly trees upon Londinium's fringes. In these essences of knowledge, these long shadows of history, we never fail to find parallels to how we ourselves have gone, and to how we will go. Recorded are the epics and philosophies. One by one filled away our mythologies and theories. Humble scholars fill page to page with their wisdom and diligence, each laureate poet a bookshelf to themselves. Someday the storm will pass, for hope can never truly die. What is formed of these accounts in ink? That is our civilization in all its pride. Sir Cassegrain was a decent jailmate. We debated over many a question through our wall, the wall that was, perhaps, the sole reason our time came to an end without his realizing I was a sarcasm. He simply took me as Victorian, one too mired in introspection at that. I still remembered his last words to me before being dragged from that neighboring cell. In any time of trouble, a proud Victorian need only return there, and the winter of our discontent will once again feel not so endless after all, and the coming of spring the closest thing. Friend, you need only return there. You're shit out of luck. I tried those already. Even the papers, the good calfskin stuff. Those books aren't burning. Why call it paper if it's calfskin anyway? Why don't we just say writing skin or something? I don't know. Screw us. This fire just ain't happening. You got all smoke and no warm soup pot. Soup. This stuff's just water and a couple stems and scraps we tossed in. You know what? This is all their fault. Those sneering royal court shitheads have us out here doing all the hard and dirty work, snatching Londiniers across to work their factories across the entire city. And they won't even give us a hot bowl of something for the trouble. Captain said we have officially seized Londinium now. Defense forces got disbanded. The Leteau guy's out. The livery. Well, I'm starting to regret not going with W. Goddamn loony woman. Whatever. Probably wouldn't turn out any better if I did. What are all these books anyway? Could be discount catalogs for all I care. Why would some old feline collect this many discount catalogs? What is it with you in questions? Who gives a shit what goes on in a Victorian's head? Still, never seen an old man cry his eyes out like that. Were you watching? Got his embroidered lapel all gunked up with his own snot. Hey, snap out of it. Give me some more books. Fire's about to go out. What are you doing? Breeding them. Also thought you saw the chapter 12 boss to kill? You were wrong. I saw the chapter 13 boss to kill. What? Reading? You ain't literate. And all this shit's in Victorian anyway. Hey, Sniper, welcome to the stream. Well, there's pictures in here too. Look at these drawings. There's a feline girl here giving this boy a real slap. What do you think's the deal with these two? Nom nom. Cheating, I'd figure. Anything more interesting? No, all the other pictures are dull. Just one of these things is a couple hundred pages. How many books do we have here? The thinner ones over there, they only put a few words on each line. So you have to keep looking down for the next one. What is it Victorians are writing in these? I'm doing pretty good, Sniper. Wi-Fi is not dead at the moment. Give it an hour or less. Might happen. We're gonna see which one gives out first, the Wi-Fi or my throat from reading. Do the lands really have that much worth writing books about? This one, and that one. All kept in these beautiful glass cases. And they're all different kinds. Doing standard or adverse? I think I already did adverse. Also, hey Rycon, $5 on the Wi-Fi. You'd be surprised. I will do that plank. Give me a second while I do that plank. 15 seconds. I always appreciate Raycon for redeeming a plank. I need to get in shape anyway. Alright, back to it. Exactly. Kiba. Here's another possibility. Victorians are so stinking rich, they'll pay to bind their own toilet paper. Maybe. Why don't we have books of our own? They flip through these things so much, the edges are curled. Maybe we do. You hear how the liches are a bunch of nut jobs who hold themselves up in libraries? No one sees them for years and years. That's how long. He has a pop pill. Not that my ass cares. Hot soup to drink means more than any of that. Yeah, the days just blend together. These books just blend together. Even if I can't read, I know it. There's never one new thing under the sun. 1,000 years ago, we macheted people to death. Now we've got more efficient weapons. 1,000 years in the future, we'll be flying through the sky and using, I don't know, clouds and stars to keep on killing and killing. If we put houses on the moons, plant our own food, maybe we don't have to keep fighting like this in the future. Maybe something even bigger will happen and everyone stop wanting to be up in arms. You'd like to think that, huh? But you want to know something? Enfield exists. Never mind. Let's get that next book burning. Also, the fact that people can't get to space. How did they get to tell us to? Sometimes I wonder if the work I'm doing is just me satisfying myself, just trying to prove to myself I'm still one of the awake. What Inez said, really, keeps me up at night and nothing else. After all, Kazdel is not going to be overflowing with people who can use a printing press. You need to get up to speed ASAP, boy. This isn't a classroom. I'm not obligated to teach you the ropes. You could just run your butt back to the countryside. How many more months is your internship? I'm very sorry, sir. I just wanted to be scrupulous about my writing. Scrupulous? I don't want a goddamn catastrophe thesis. I want our circulation beating our union friends at Kowalski Sports. And I want them beaten hard, 24/7. If you're the office workers passing by the newsstands, or the intercity net new subscribers, is an essay titled "Victoria Makes Massive Strides in Catastrophology" going to pry your cash loose? But don't you think Sarkaz destroyed Victoria's a little, for a headline? You think our readers want the truth? Even the Central Journal's top-tier subscribers aren't asking for the truth. You need to be spoon-fed them worry, fear, feelings of superiority, slightly leading emotional appeals followed by hard verdicts, and then they'll want more. Then they'll pluck cash out of their pockets. Then you'll guarantee your goddamn job. Who is it? You know what time it is right now. What? How long ago did that new courier Chuck leave with our plates? Half an hour ago. Is there some kind of breaking news from Victoria? No, you idiot. Move. We're going to the printers now. They should still be on shift. We can still make it. I'll give the chief editor a call. You write me a new lead article ASAP. Front page material. On what? My informant says Viviana, the Candle Night, Nova nightclub, Long AWOL. She's formally announcing retirement tomorrow. Quick, we need to be the first body in all of Casimir's to report on this. Ought to prove to the GCC which Rose paper editorial really matters most. And what about Victoria and the Shard? Who cares, boy? A million things a day happen on Terra. And we only need the most meaningful scoops out of them all. Remember that. Call a cab already. Okay. Come to mention, sir, there'd always be unlicensed devils around here running their own taxis. Have you noticed them kind of vanish lately? Viviana retired during chapter 13. That's crazy. Whoop. Nope. 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 Don't do that. The history of Sarkaz is the history of war itself. It is a lamentable fact, one I am loyal to. Yet still I attempt to prove them that, slaughter aside, there are events about us worth being remembered, reflected on. Upon this land, those events that had the luck to be written of assiduously, those can be counted on one's fingers. And yet, even I record these past affairs. This isn't what we agreed on. No stock means no stock, Tona. What you see is what you get. All Iridium explosives are sold out. And the weapons I ordered? Are you expecting us to walk into that cave teeming with slugs and giant gloom pincers and heaven knows what other monsters and just tackle them with our bare hands? That's your problem to deal with, not mine. Listen here, you've been cruising the entire black market for the last 3 weeks, and you managed to get, what, half a dozen weapons? Less. What mercenary squad could possibly snatch everything up? Are they insane? Even Solar Valley Industries couldn't possibly buy this much. Was it a Lord Amir? So which sad sack Lord Amir got ripped off this time? I want a hint. We'll divert around. No Lord Amir. They were such a mystery, I couldn't say. It was probably the Pasha, and not just one. Might even be. What the hell are you feeding me? Pasha's on a shopping spree at the black market, and more than one? That's impossible. They have their own channels, and multiple buying weapons in huge bulk. Do you know what that even entails? All I've got is a blind guess. They went through several layers of middlemen, and used some foreign films to keep their hands extra clean. Every purchase happened to be some quantity that wouldn't raise suspicion, so someone called coincidence might just pass. But who in Sargon could ever monopolize all of this so perfectly? Hey buddy. Got my rides and supplies sorted? Yup. 4 cars, rations, water, tents, all good to go. Good. Here's the cash. When the hell did Spacer get that wealthy? No, I hear he and his band of mercs are planning to ditch Sargon. They rustled up all the money they have to head someplace else. Columbia, probably. Or Victoria. A lot more devil mercs career changing than usual, I feel like. What for? Don't all of Spacer's relatives live in Sargon? Does he not care about his old Baba with the broken leg? Who knows? I've never been able to make heads or tails of how these devils think. Maybe they're just sick enough of desert and rainforest. They want to switch up their surroundings now. Oh. That'd be best case. It's been like this recently. Things just getting weird levels of complicated, left and right. Makes no sense to me at all. Damn it. The only thing my grandpa ever had to figure out was which the poor beast Shorthorn ran the slowest and made the best dinner for us. They didn't hit this many setbacks in their time, did they? Could be us rural Sargon people just feel it coming. It? Just like a Shorthorn. Once it gets intense, it'll knock you flat. Even if I write of our dialects and our recipes, of peasant wife songs, and chief couriers' great drunken boasts, of romance in the trenches, of graffiti in the ruins. These things, in the face of our suffering, pale beyond mention. They are reduced to even irony of sorts, seeming to inform my readers, if I even have any, that would be best served using violence to wrest them back. That was never my intent. Even so, I have no right to be serving you my verdict. That messenger should be here by now. Did some fanciful girl steal his heart on the way again? I've had enough of his tardy excuses by now. Isn't there anyone who can drill into his head how much his job matters? He won't be coming. Postal messenger Arthur Morrison is dead. Dead? Executed on grounds of treason. Treason? Who in the land are you? I'm doing my job. Cooperate, and you'll make both of our lives a lot easier. Tell me what you know about Arthur Morrison, please. I hardly knew him, really. Just that he was the only postal messenger around who'd make the run to Londinium. My own daughter goes to university there, so him and I only exchanged the odd word. He was a treasonist? Was he taking Sarkaz's help? My girl wrote to me how Londinium's been littered with them lately. That wretch. I knew he was a scoundrel at the first moment. Trust him to gang up with the devils. He got what he deserved. No. Our comprehension is that Arthur Morrison served Ursus. Ursus? But... And you were his co-worker, Mr. Wesley Rowett. What? Sir, surely you must be joking. I'm a feline born and bred. I've been planting potatoes here all my life. I couldn't speak you a word of Ursing. There must be some misunderstanding here. I know potatoes couldn't afford your daughter's tuition at the Victorian National University. Too late. Ah! If you insist on being stubborn, I can free you of your other arm too. Don't waste my time. No resistance of yours is meaningful. So the rumors were true. That Ursus was right. Londinium's been occupied. For the past month I haven't gotten a single word from the place. Not even the tiniest hearsay. Those goddamn Sarkaz. They disgrace us, they murder us, they enslave us. And you self-professed protectors of Victoria, what have you done? Don't you have anyone in Londinium? A dear friend, a father, a mother, a child? Of course you're bigger than that. You get to pull them out safe. Yes, you do. But us peasant class, no. We thought we could send our children to great old Londinium, to the heart of Victoria, where surely they'd grow beyond our wildest expectations. And now? They're laborers to the Sarkaz, slaves to them in our own country's capital. Those devils are turning Victoria's tempest on Victoria itself, and you people are just letting it happen. You can never hope to grasp Victoria's motives with your shallow insight. All you need to do is take me to your intel exchange. As if I would... Excuse me? An ashen lance bursts forth from his body. The man facing him thrusts his hands out, an attempt to allay the fear of his chest being run through. His hands, the instant they touch that deep impurity, are warped and withered. From afar comes a ragged breath, spine-chilling. It's me. Castshire's flowers bloom for spring. Close all comms. If I haven't initiated contact again in 15 minutes, abandon this town immediately. May I have the strength not to drown in the flower scent. In the height of midsummer, he exhales frigid mist. He cannot cower. He cannot shrink. He must establish communications with the opposite side, in Victoria's name. Where is it? (11:29:1). He must not look back. They must not catch sight of each other. He only hopes his adversary is fully aware to abide by the rules of this little game. He can tether a beast, but not a poltergeist. Snowflakes whirls about, jet black, sinking into the soil of Victoria. A long, slender shadow stretches out from underfoot. He knows. It's right behind him. How close. His heart pounds like thunder. Black breaths clamber at his back. All around him, dead silence. I need an explanation. 93. This operation has not received royal assent. We will not pardon any breach of authority. The treasonous have all been executed. Over. Understood. We've never met before. It's N Evie. There's more than one. He's gone. Sir Tribley Asher, your surveillance picked up nothing. The fact he could enter and leave us alive, that declares where Victoria and Ursus stand. All this needs to be reported directly to the Duke. Only one Evie who gives you PTSD. That's fair. Wesley Rowett was concerned and took his own life. The mission is over. Seems to me like the armies and the Emperor aren't on the same page. But any action we could succeed in bringing about their consolation. They haven't settled on their plans yet, but their empire, their fear, that will make their decision for them. Tell me, has my work fallen among the firewood too? Are all Sarkaz's lives, save for it being lit aflame, devoid of any meaning? Then why do I still insist on recording? Why do I still insist on writing? Because while my history of war recounts our destruction time and time again, it is my wish to leave the song of every soldier after the fighting is over, as they turn their gazes to yonder Casdell. To our 7, 3 cars, 15 plus riders. They've been following us forever, but are staying wary. Following this entire time, just following. Why not tell W to hang a U-turn? Maybe they'll be happy to say hi. You could get some free Londinium souvenirs. Souvenirs? Inside that giant ball of arts they're hand-shaping. I'm treasuring the last few close shaves just fine. Thanks. The way these mercs are working doesn't add up. Especially the way they're hunting us. No, not hunting. They're driving us off. They want us away from Londinium. Aw, our high and mighty General Manfred sparing your life. Isn't that sweet of him? You sure you two didn't swear a blood oath? Want to take his kind advice, scoot back to Casdell and teach some slum kiddos how to read? My point is, who let you out of the military commission's dungeon? You were going walkies out of Londinium's walls by the time I picked you up. My cell was left unguarded for a while. I thought it was a trap at first, and now I think I'm in something worse. Sure, he can be roundabout with me, hinting for me to go resolve some pain in the ass affair, but I think I'd prefer him just killing me then. That would have been easier. Not to mention, we still aren't sure what pain in the ass we're even solving. And don't bother with it. W, can you speed up a little? It's time we said goodbye to this clingy convoy of send-offs. Yeah, my second-hander here's not gonna stand up to much abuse. Good news, though. We just hit a minefield. Laid half an hour earlier by yours personally. Now, butts and seats. Jesus. This looks to me like you're just fording Bomb River. I left some the bigger share, I promise. Stop the car once we circle that forest ahead. From there we'll get off and proceed on foot. A vehicle's too large of a target, and they'd catch up sooner or later anyway. Here's hoping you do remember where you buried every mine, W. I'm pretty sure if it's W, you should remember. Well, hooray for us. We're all in one piece. How's that? I did remember. Called it. Well, a couple went off, but you know what? What was the term? Tectonic movement did it? We haven't caught up. I think we're successfully thrown them off. We need more information. Ideally, we rendezvous with Rhodes Island ASAP. Ascalon and the Doctor on Windermere's warship right now. There's a few things I'm very uneasy about. What did you see? It's just intuition. The less I see any problem, the more uneasy I am. You guys met this doctor, and now they're Rhodes Island's doctor. I can't give you the full verdict yet, but there's no doubt that, in a sense, the doctor has weakened. And I don't mean that in any negative way, but maybe it's not a weak doctor we need so much right now. You sure? Who knows if some Rhodes op will remember some random thing that happened in Chernobog, and just like that I get knife planted in my bag. Are you really as skeptical as you'd like to tell us, W? Hard to say. There's an old hag kind of keeping me at arm's length from their beloved doctor. W. You've spent plenty of time walking this battlefield. Any ideas? I've just been prodded this way and that like some bug. Can't even organize a sensible military op. So all I do is sit in my front row seat and spectate the most magical city siege modern society has to offer. Chaos. Sometimes I even have to wonder, at this point, is anyone actually conducting this battle? The Royal Cards legions can work together to save their lives, and who gives a shit about all the small fry corps scuttling in from the four corners to try and live their dreams of Victorian vengeance? But the ultimate mastermind here is Teresa's. So this chaos has to have been planted down to the last detail. Or planned down to the last detail. He wasn't juggling some strategic Lollapalooza. He just set the stage. Now he's waiting. As for what he's waiting for, I don't want to guess. We can't just go brain dumb and reach out to the doctor, Dr. Kaldsit, hoping they'll give us orders. We've suffered enough with Babel. Hey C-Mex, welcome to the stream. We need to seize the initiative. There's a source of info that might be more open to us than ever in our current position. What position? The pathetic little creepy crawlies? Essentially, sarcasm. Right, and just on the off chance, have either of you heard of any method to kill a lich? I know I haven't. Technically I have, because I've actually tried. I've actually tried the mission. But no, I don't know. Before we start, I'm going to have a bit more of my food. Because unfortunately, I'm not done. Destroy the factory. I don't think that works in this world. I think lich is just a type of sarcasm. Also, what am I looking at? Alright, let's continue. I have my food. It's hot. Oh, that's the sun? No, that's not the sun. That's way too close for it to be the sun. Or it's just a close-up shot. But I doubt it. I think. The sun is burning. I'm burning. Oh, jeez. I got brighter. Oh, it's just a... Just like a dream world? It's in someone's dream? Has to be. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Is that the exit? A few steps further. Just put one foot in front of the other. Maybe the fire, the anger, the pain, and the regret are all just figments of my imagination. Or maybe the exit is. I don't know. But they're watching behind me. Those eyes, are they judging me? Or just waiting to see how I'll carry the burden of their deaths? They were great men with tremendous accomplishments. My commander, and the legendary Sarkaz scout, and the captain, the last pure-blood Wendigo. They're all dead. Before me, behind me. All that's left is sad little me, worthless me. They died so I could live. What did they expect of me? I can't think about it. I can't. Oh, this is Guard. The legendary Sarkaz scout. I think this is actually scout. The captain, I think that's Ace. Wendigo is Patriot. I don't know who they would consider their commander though. This one, I don't recognize this one. I can't let their deaths be meaningless. I have to face the sun, even if it burns me. Burns me to cinders, so that in their mighty company, I shall not be ashamed. You really do have a knack for waking up at the right shift change, don't you? Is this a result of all that hard training, Guard? Hey, there's the guy's face. Just like I said in my theory video. Face reveal in chapter 13 for Guard. They finally did it. Percival. I stretch, as much as I'm allowed to. I did not sleep particularly well, on top of that series of nightmares. The old wound in my leg aches. We almost ran straight into the Victorian battle lines in order to catch up with 9. The infected I'm in charge of are used to being spat on, used to not having hope, but they've never been on a real battlefield. They were scared headless. I was one of the better ones, and I hate that I'm used to it. I took a lifetime's worth of good luck for us to make it to the camp in one piece. Just too hot, even at night. How long until the shift change? 15 minutes. You can sit a while longer. I'll go wash my face. What's with your leg? You're limping. Have the crystals spread? No, not yet. Give me my towel, Percival. It's to your left. The floral pattern? Yeah. Percival raises an eyebrow. I want to say it was a gift from the owner of that County Peninsula textile factory. Red has one just like it. The old man has creases all over his face. He was lucky that his crystals grew on his belly. So all he needs to do is wear a shirt. Hopefully he's still hiding them. Never mind. You brought back more hands than expected. Looks like the situation in the provinces is deteriorating, even before they turn into war zones. The impact is bigger than I thought. The nobles are turning a blind eye, pretty much as expected. Those towns made a living trading with the caravans. They've left hanging with the convoys to Londinium, stopped on account of the war. The infected are always the first to get hit when things go south. They used to be able to plant a few crops on the edge of town, and villagers were willing to trade with them here and there. Money is money, after all, whoever it's from. It's easy to do the respectable thing when life is decent. Things are different now. It's almost time for the bean harvest. These infected spent the last season watering the fields, caring for their crops. But they've chosen to run off and join us now, abandoning the harvest that would have been waiting for them in a few months. And those to come in the future, they would rather leave. They must be desperate. We infected may be used to this kind of deprivation, but we can't come to the same conclusion every time. Are you still resting, sir? I hear voices. You're awake. You again. I said... Are you taking the night shift now? Supper? I have canned food from Victoria. Not the best in terms of taste, but convenient. Cigarettes, wine, a bit of a pick-me-up in the middle of the night. Pretty clean, all things considered. Razors, arts units, you name it. What about you, Percival? Would you like some hair cream? Not easy to find this stuff these days. It's usually only the officers who carry it, after all. Officers don't die so often? No, just harder to dig them out of the heap. They're usually at the bottom, you know. You need medicine again? Well, I haven't been feeling the best. A lot of pain, the occasional hallucination. I'm scared that the rocks could start growing into my brain. It's not gonna get any better if you keep digging in those dusty craters. Best we can do is basic medicine that slows the progression of the condition. Don't expect it to save your life. I know. I know you're reselling our medicine. This bunch of infected told me that they bought erypathy meds from a Sarkaz on a motorbike, and that they worked okay. Well, but made some decent money, didn't you? How about we decide your punishment based on how many coins you have in your pocket? I was just making sure the stuff got where it's needed. There's a war going on, after all. You won't get another warning. But at least the meds made it to them. When we don't have enough messengers to deliver to everyone. It won't happen again, I promise. Just a little bit, a few pills. I've been running a fever these for days. Guard. Put in a form for him. Make sure he's registered this time. Thank you. Don't thank us. Thank the doctors. They went from elite to pariah when they contracted erypathy in their labs, and their companies didn't want to pay the insurance. It's not an easy change to accept. Fortunately, they heard of the reunion and came looking for us. What about your old stomping grounds? I'm more than just grateful to them, but they'll never forgive me. I chose this path on my own. We just don't have the same grade of equipment that Rhodes Island does. Well, we're not really developing medicine either. Right. We don't take medicine to get well, just to live a little longer. There's no medicine that will cure erypathy. I still remember the operators hurrying around medical and at the sight of Dr. Kaltsit in her lab when I was at Rhodes Island. If there is hope for erypathy cure, then it's at Rhodes Island. I still feel a sense of pride for having been part of it, even though I have no right to, because I chose betrayal. But when will the day come when a cure for erypathy is found? 50 years? 100? 1,000? And what do the infected do before then? Erypathy is no longer just a condition. It is a symbol of hatred, victimization, blame, and alienation. Everyone here has a story, and they are all alike. What good is medicine in the face of all that? Is it like rowing against the tide? The land is not a glorious one of morality and kindness. That's why we can't turn away from violence. Shameful as it is, it's powerful. But maybe, no, that's something for the distant future. What's your name? Me? Oh, medicine peddler? Man on bike? I'm not the kind of guy anyone needs to remember. That's not a name. Okay, let me think of a cool one. Too late. What's going on? Shouting, and the sound of weapons clanging. Go hide in the back, Sarkaz. Percival, go and reassure the civilians that just joined us. They're scared enough as is. I put a hand on the sword up my belt. It is always at the ready. Yeah. You really want me to kill you? You men are in no shape to fight. Our warriors surround a group of bruised and dirty Victorian soldiers. Their sergeant is panting with fresh wounds on his body. Was this really an attack? What's going on, 9? They sneaked into the village from the north. Romanek took a bolt. The doctor is taking care of him now. They're out of their minds trying to attack our camp with just 21 men, including a handful on stretchers. Look what we have in the heartland of our country. Stone's throw from our great capital. A swarm of damned Reunion infected. Come, kill me if you dare, or I'll kill you all. Conspirators, agitators, rioters, murderers, a blight. You're a blight. No wonder the war is going badly. Those barbaric devils could never beat us. The real enemy is among us, behind our backs. Wherever there's disorder, you infected are never far away. Looks like you just came back from the front lines. Low morale, poor organization, hastily wrapped wounds, obsolete equipment. You don't look like professional soldiers. Conscripts? We're from the Duke of 4th Battalion. What's the name of the company again? Blackstream Squad and Eastham Squad. Do you have a doctor here? Shut up, soldier, and ready your weapon. But Sergeant Victor, this is an order. Ready your weapon. Keep your voice down, Victorian. There are civilians sleeping in the camp. Victorian civilians. Civilians? Victoria would have given them the life they deserve if they didn't join you to become criminals and malcontents. Why are all the scum in this land infected? Why is every gangster, bandit, devil, and Reunion traitor infected? Why is the Honorable Duke of Fife not infected? Why was His Majesty Frederick III not infected? Why are honest and upright folk not infected? Do people become despicable because they're infected? Or do they become infected because they're despicable? What about you? Is despicability infectious too? How dare you? Enough! The Victorian sergeant's eyes widen as he turns to one side, trying to hide his arm from my sight. His lips tremble, but no words came out. We're all despicable scum now, aren't we, sir? I'm different. This isn't honorable. Your arm. I can see the crystals protruding from it. Your condition is progressing rapidly. I'm fighting and killing Sarkaz for my country. I just got a bit of dirt on it. Maybe devil blood. What did you learn in boot camp? Did they teach you anything about active iridium zones? The instructor just told us to aim and pull the trigger. That's what we spent our 2 weeks on. I take it you weren't issued any inhibitors either. Inhibitors? 9. I think they're all infected. It can't be. I just got a physical 1 week ago, and I was in perfect health. 1 week could be a rapid onset, or they lied to you to keep you on the front lines. Shut up! How long have the ones on the stretcher been unconscious? They're in critical condition. What? Death and disintegration from acute condition is dangerous to both you and us. You were right to have the unconscious lying face up on the stretchers, to prevent suffocation. But did you check their backs? Suddenly silent, the sergeant walks toward the stretcher as though trying to turn the man lying on it over, but withdraws his hand as soon as it touches the soldier. The sergeant looks helpless, like he's facing a deadly tusk beast that could spit lightning and poison, one that could leap at him at any moment. But the man is his comrade. Before they were comrades, they might have been cousins, tilling the same piece of land together. I sigh and sit the unconscious Victorian soldier up. There's no need to remove his jacket. Iridium crystals have pierced the clothing on his back. Heavens. Victor. Damn it. I shouldn't have taken him along. His dad would kill him. And kill me if he learned that his son was infected. Sark has used witchcraft to infect us. I knew it. It's the devil's curse. It's not enough that they defiled our land. Now they want to defile our souls, too. That's enough. Sarkaz are naturally susceptible to infection, and their soldiers are overwhelmingly infected. When you kill them, or when you get infected and they kill you, if there's no one to clean up the bodies... I said no more. I hear a sound. It's a familiar sound, whether in Grimbilliton, Rhode Island, or here now. The sound that every infected fears most. The sound of us shattering. I've heard sounds in the trenches. You told me it was artillery, Sergeant. It was our artillery. Our enemy will use anything and everything to destroy us and our country, including their own deaths. Devils, bandits, Terrans. There was none of this crap during His Majesty Frederick III's reign. We must expel this scum from Victoria. What can we do? Can we save Victor? We dwell in the blessing of glorious Victoria. What an idiot. I'll say this again. You're infected. Very infected. in case this isn't clear to you, like us, like everyone else here, you're going to die. Whew. Telling it to him straight. Guard's right. If you don't clean up the bodies, or I think it's like incineration, like cremation. If you don't do that, then the dust from the originum will spread to the air and infect even more people. Just from one death. Originum is... Arypathy is not to be scoffed at. It is scary. The first time I saw an infected shatter was in the middle of a lake. I was 7, young and innocent. It was my dream to become captain of the miners' patrol. Guard backstory. I get to stay up late at night, wear a cool uniform, and walk around with a bright torch. Most families in Rimbilliton made their living in mining, digging, and processing ore. We did everything to prevent infection. But accidents happen. One day, the adults came home early. Mother and the other woman of the house whispered in a corner. The men smoked in silence until the room was filled with that acrid scent. In between coughs, I ran around the living room, pretending to be a surveyor looking for new veins in a fog-filled valley. Dad grabbed me by the collar and put me to bed. I woke up earlier than usual the next day. I think I was trying to grab a can of soda while nobody was watching. Grandma was sitting in the living room next to her luggage. She said she was going on a journey. I pestered her to let me go with her. She could never say no to me. She said I could come a short while later. Short way with her, and then I had to go back home. We saw a salt lake in the distance. It was a shallow one that only appeared in the rainy season. But it rained a lot that year. We couldn't see the other side of the lake. Grandma told me that this was as far as I could go. I said alright. She made me promise. Like when she made me promise I would be a good boy when I first went to school. But I wasn't a good boy anymore. I quietly followed her, hiding behind a bush when she got to the lakeside. Grandma got onto a boat with a few people on it. They all had strange stones growing out of their bodies, and one of them was wrapped up in a blanket. The boatman turned on the engine. I watched from the shore as the boat disappeared into the fog. I was confused. Grandma didn't say anything to me on our way. It was like an ordinary picnic trip. I was about to turn around, thinking about where I would have breakfast before going home. Then I heard a sound like crystal shattering. I turned around and saw dust spraying into the air, mixing with the fog, reflecting an eerie glow in the sun. It was like a dream. Was that how you got infected? No. I was lucky, that time. Maybe it really was a dream, brought about by my summer morning. But I never saw Grandma again, and my family never talked about her anymore. She was always thoughtful and cautious. It wasn't like her to let a child follow her, putting him in danger. For once, though, she made a selfish choice on her journey. She wanted to spend a little more time with her grandson. Maybe she even wanted to give me a hug. Now I remember. I didn't even get to show her my report card that semester. It was the best I ever did in school. The sounds of the forest stopped. The flickering light shining through the shadows in the trees no longer moved. Then came the sound of lament and painful moaning. On your guard, Red. The Victorians have stopped. Looks like they're planning to make camp. Here? It's only a few hundred meters from our camp. They no longer have the strength to cover their tracks. Who knows if there's a scouting party shadowing them somewhere. Red's hands never stop, even as he complains, cutting away the bothersome vines. They approach their position and see the flickering shadows through the sparse bushes. Soldiers lie on the ground in exhaustion, hopelessly burying their heads among the falling leaves. The sergeant sits down on a rock, silently polishing a sword, the only weapon he has left. I guess they just didn't have the strength to go any further. These people don't have the luxury to think. They're still living in a dream. It's all pass. It'll all pass. Were they really just separated from the rest of the army? These Victorians are lucky. They faced a gentle exile, not the swords of their comrades. It's not easy to accept that you're infected. We should wait for them to understand who they are, and for them to make a choice. Do you really mean to take them in? These soldiers? We're weak. So are they. What's the plan then? Finish the shift, notify the sentries. Expand the patrols to include this camp. The infected stand together. Stand together. Pretty words. Of course we had to stand together. What other choice did we have? But are the words stand together so simple that we fail to appreciate their true meaning? Our apathy changed all our lives equally, robbed us of our futures equally. But is what is taken from a farmer who has to pay his taxes out of seeds stored for next year's planting equal to what it is taken from a wealthy merchant with a safe full of pure gold? When what we had to begin with was not equal, neither are the choices that survive deprivation. Who are we really standing together with, then? You're Tallulah, right? Founder of the reunion, infector of the infected. They say you did great things, Narcissus. All the infected of Victoria are talking about you. Is it true that you captured a city? A city for the infected? Is it still there? Hey, it's Tallulah. I'm no leader. I'm just a member of the reunion movement. Have some porridge. We're setting out soon. Tell us more about your city, Tallulah. It's... Oh, no need to hang your head. I suppose things didn't go so smoothly if you're in Victoria now. Of course the uninfected wouldn't let us win that easily, after trampling on us for so long. What does it matter if those scum tipped you up once? Your reunion. We all believe in you. Tallulah looks down at the pot she is stirring, serving bowl after bowl of hot porridge. The steam from the pot obscures her vision. Careful, it's hot. They all believe in you. What do you think about that, eh? Being the hope of so many. You're a veteran from Ursus, aren't you? What are you talking about? Valia. I know, sorry. Couldn't resist. Is it true that there was a bit of trouble at the camp yesterday? It's fine. All taken care of. Stop crowding Tallulah like that and start packing. We have a long way to go today. Oh yeah, I still have fertilizer to load onto the truck. And it's not you reunion anymore. Oh yeah, we're reunion too. See you later. Guard. It's fine. No need to say anything. I take the bowl of porridge from Tallulah. She's very pale. There are things we can't tell them yet. I know. It's your decision. Reunion can't collapse again. I'm the banner that you rallied to in Victoria. I accept that. But I'm deceiving them. I'm still... It's no more or less than you deserve. It's none of my business whether you see this as an honor or punishment by your crimes. What the others need is hope. Are you going to tell them that you're under the influence of an evil god, and everything that happened at Chernobog was an Ursine plot? I would rather our organization be built on a lie. We were built on a lie back then, too. I know. Payback will come someday. But at least this time, we lied for the infected. There are no second chances for a reunion. Hope we don't go down the same path you did. What did that sister of yours say in Chernobog? Until the day when the infected are judged fairly. I'll wait. I'll be your tool until that day comes. Excuse me. What are you doing here, Victorian? I'm not armed. Your sentries searched me. I caught a whiff. My brothers haven't eaten in 4 days. Some of them, I don't know, they don't look good. I have a lighter here and... do you want brass buttons? If you could be so kind as to trade some bread for these. I know it's not enough. I have a bunch of good leather back at home in Blackstream. Once I get back, I'll sell it and pay you back double. The young man gazes hungrily at the pot, his hand grabbing his own uniform tightly, perhaps out of nervousness, or trying to straighten it out to look more presentable. Tallulah puts a bowl of porridge before him. You can take what's left in the pot. Thank you. Here's the lighter. Sometimes you need to click it a few times before it lights, and the button. I take the lighter and grab the hand trying to rip the buttons off. It's fine. Eat. He practically pours the food down his throat. Where's your sergeant? I don't know. We haven't seen him all morning. I was worried he would barge into your camp again. Say, did you hear any sounds in the night? Like artillery fire? No reports of anything like that. Never mind. Everyone's gone mad. Us, them. There's no sane man left on the front. Sounds like things are rough out there. Rough, huh? I have no idea what the Sarkaz are using against us. They have no battleships, no armored vehicles. We thought the devils were just barbarians, fighting our armies with swords and bows. How wrong we were. Could you imagine an entire squad of Sarkaz casters casting their arts at the same time? It was more terrifying than any artillery or ballista fire. Get hit by a shell and you might lose an arm or a leg. The fragments digging themselves into your flesh, causing terrible pain. But the Sarkaz, they turned the battlefield into the hell of ladder and tails. I saw armored vehicles pierced by lightning bolts of blood. My mates melted into puddles of gore. I never imagined it would turn out like this when the Duke of Five's men dragged me out of Beast's pens. Forget it. I'd rather not think about anything. Thanks for the porridge. I'll bring the pot back later. You can keep it. We have plenty of them, and it might be of use to you. Thank you so much. I'll never forget it. Are you leaving? Where are you going? This is pretty much a battlefield now, and it's Victorian's lands all around. For the infected. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked. Forget I said anything. The soldier hurries to leave, grabbing the side of the pot with his one good hand and supporting the bottom with the limp arm, grimacing at the heat. I reach into my pocket and dig out what I just got from the doctor. Hey, wait! I go up to him and put the vial of medicine in his pocket. What's this? It'll relieve some of the worst symptoms. You can share it with the others. I'll visit Blackstream and collect what you owe me. Sir. Go. You'll love our village. Thanks. You really are like the Rhodes Islanders. I heard you were the one who found the doctors who knew how to make the medicine. To be honest, what we're making hardly even qualifies as medicine compared to the suppressants that I knew. Rhodes Island offers low-cost treatment plans, but at the end of the day, they're a company. They need research funding, and they have the corporate due diligence to deal with. Who knows how many eyes are on them in Casimir's in Colombia. That's why you persuaded Nine to go north. The warriors say there's a factory there. I will hydrate. A tiny pharmaceutical factory. So small it's barely even a workshop. It's not even a nomadic plate. That one little piece of land was once the salvation of many infected. And hydrated. That is until it grew big enough that it caught people's attention. Some of the ones driven out there joined us, and that's how we shared the story. Also, welcome to the stream, Faisy. Nom nom nom. It's deep in the forest where nobody's watching. We need medicine, even if it's just a pale imitation of the real thing. More importantly, it was once the starting point of Victoria's reunion movement. We have to unite these scattered across Victoria. We have to tell them that help has come. You have a good day as well. Thank you for stopping by. I've seen plenty of infected self-help organizations. Kind souls helped us from time to time, but in the end, none of them lasted. When I was at Rhodes Island, I often wondered if things would get better if everyone worked harder and made more medicine. Maybe, but Chernobog changed my mind. Why do they crack down on workshops like these? Why are kindness and hard work warped by hatred and prejudice? When evil itself is fuzzy as the fog, why does everyone, even the infected themselves, decide to wait for their own deaths in the middle of the lake? I stare at Tallulah, who hardly reacts to my words. Her eyes are calm, unusually so. Her soul is too weary, having seen too much. What has become of the woman who was once our leader? Or had she uttered the same words before and seen what came of them? You know what I mean. Erypathy is an illness, but we'll leave the illness to Rhodes Island for now. Illnesses. Our enemy isn't just erypathy. It's oppression and prejudice, the truths they've tried to cover up with erypathy. Erypathy is just the culmination of all the decay across the lands. Taking back a symbol may help the infected of Victoria realize that and stand together with us. Stand together. That's something only reunion can do. Have you told the others how you think? Of course. I'm always talking to Nine about her. No. You know the one I'm talking about. Oh. A little. I got a gentle answer. That's why I'm here. Whatever the case, we didn't choose the same path, so it's not my place to ask for more. Of course it isn't. Rhodes Island is a paradise of idealists. Me, a man who could only see what stands right in front of me. The gain and loss right in front of me. I heard the veteran guerrilla fighters talk about the old days of the reunion in the tundra, the ideals of that everyone held. A city of the infected, our home. Some of them thought it was just within reach. It was almost realized at Chernobog, but fell short in the end. But I know the city of our dreams is still far, far away. And how could a single city be enough? What could a single city do? You're still limping. Maybe you should go sit in the back. Just a little sprain. You haven't been on a lot of expeditions lately. My squad passed through the wilderness the other day with infected comrades from Greenwich. The earth has been torn apart, with ditches everywhere. Looked like one of the turnip farms back home, except much smaller. I tripped. What was it? I didn't think there was a place like that near Londinium. Walt said all of those trenches, hundreds of them, each one big enough to fit our entire squad, were battleship tread marks. No wonder Eve looked worried. It takes all my strength just to go from day to day. Don't think too much about it. A report from the Scouts Guard. We heard sounds from the woods on the left side up ahead. The original zone sensor went off when we got close, so we couldn't be sure exactly what it was. Send word to the rest of the team. We'll go around. Roger. Percival? I'll come along with a few guys. Don't want you to trip again. There's an unsettling smell in the air. The instruments show a high level of active iridium. Not a good sign. Remember your protective measures. Keep your masks on. Was that a man under the tree? No, it's a Victorian uniform, ripped almost beyond recognition, but somehow familiar. A sergeant's badge lies on the ground next to it. A tiny music box sits a short distance away, covered in dust, but barely playing. Infected confirmed dead. We should leave. Yep. The sergeant burst. Percival walks away slowly, walks slowly, humming along with the scattered music. Do you know this song, guard? No, but I've heard it before. The sun on the meadow is summery warm, filling our home with euphoria. We gather together to greet the storm. Tomorrow belongs to Victoria. The Victorian national anthem. Our teacher made us sing it over and over until we had it memorized when I was little, before I got sick. It's been a long time since I last heard it. I was born in Victoria. By all accounts, I should be Victorian. But what about now? That sergeant believed he belonged to Victoria to the very end. He was lucky. He didn't get to go through everything he would have gone through. The reason I called myself Reunion? I was tired of being punched, being thrown out of factories before I got paid, being kept out of even the cheapest hotel rooms, no matter how much money I had on me. The reunion movement showed me another path, besides suffering and dying in silence. That was all I needed. Even if the price was abandoning my family, my country, and everything else I had. In fact, I had lost all of it the moment the first crystal popped through my skin. But it took me a long time to get it. All of us, Ursine, Colombian, Victorian, Sarkaz, Feline, Liberty, we're all your reunion. If we have to cross every battlefront, every war zone, every corpse-laden ruin, in order for our deaths to be seen and heard, then we'll cross them. Whew. Sergeant chose a spot. Listen to one last song before he popped. And that's what his what the soldier was talking about when he said he did you hear artillery fire? The answer was it wasn't artillery fire. It was the sound of his sergeant popping, and that's why he couldn't find him. Endless reports. An avalanche of intel has flooded this lonely battleship ever since it left Norport. There are signs of trouble from Lithanian to the east, Sargon to the southwest, Kirag from the west, while everything remains silent in the south. The messages are suffocating, eating away at my nerves. My mother seems utterly unmoved, impassively issuing order after order. But even she cannot resist a frown when she reads the congratulations from her fellow dukes. This is her life. She is here, and so this is my Linkardine. I am home. This is Delphine talking. Focus, Delphine. Listen to the reports. This is no time to let your mind wander. She adjusts the position of her eye patch. Is it to hide the wrinkles? The weather here is very different from the Linkardine. Suppressed, heavy, the gloom of the rain and fog ever present. I just want to... What are you gazing so absent-mindedly, Delphine? Nothing, Mother. It's just... I don't get to see Londinium from this angle very often. I know how you look when your mind is wandering. Are you bored by the chatters from the rear? No, I'm just thinking about Norport Borough. Sorry, I didn't expect the situation on Londinium to deteriorate so much, so quickly. I should have arranged for your evacuation sooner. We had compiled reports on everything that went on in Londinium, but we weren't able to bring them. We should be the ones apologizing. That's alright. A few little troubles don't mean much to the big picture. Perhaps the Duke of Castor should be held responsible for most of them. I know. Let's hope my messenger isn't making things too difficult for her right now. But the value of that intel to subsequent operations pales in comparison to your value, Delphine. Relax. I'm here. An ironclad Galve is nearby. Everything will be right again once we return to the city. We'll restore Londinium and Victoria. Of course. Mother, I thought I would die down there. I wouldn't let that happen to my daughter. You've done well. You have the patience and attention to detail of your father. But you don't have to be the one to do all that work. You're my heir, and your place is in Linkardine. Our standoff with Lithanian can be trying. You'll need to get used to those matters. Plus, I could use someone to talk to. I thought I could do better. Sorry. There are many things that a Duke of Windermere must worry about, for which she needs nerves of steel. That's not your burden. Not yet. You can rely on your mother, at least until she's too old to walk. I understand. Thank you, Mother. We'll be home in another 4 to 5 hours. I've arranged for all the stuff you left behind at the old house to be set up. Your pajamas, your pillow, your bed, your bathtub. That's all stuff from before I came to Londinium. It's not like you're any taller. I have some nice things for you as well, but I'll keep those a secret for now. Get a good night's sleep once you're back. But don't get complacent. We have a lot of work to do. What is it? I was in Londinium a long time, wasn't I? I had many friends, outstanding friends from whom I had a lot to learn. We lived in a city in disorder, chewing up and swallowing the lives we once had, but we believed in our cause. I was proud of it. And things changed. One agent after another disappeared, and the Sarkaz took the city. I was on my own. I had to live with more common people. For the first time I learned how they lived, and how they viewed Victoria. Most of them are dead now. Those who still live huddle in the bowels of the ship, waiting for you to decide their fate. 100 meters beneath my pajamas, bed, and bathtub. I'm really grateful, really. But is it all because she does not let me finish? She puts her hand on my head without patting it, but I know this is her way of showing affection. You did well, my daughter. You exceeded my expectations. Go and see the troops below. It'll do you good to talk with them. With that, Her Grace departs. She's always swift and decisive. I have no chance to say any more. I scratch my slightly untidy head. Mother, we can talk later. You shouldn't have come here yourself. The words that come out of my own mouth surprise me. Was it not because of my call for help that she came? How could I say that? It's too risky. Can't fully trust the Lithanians, and we don't know what the Sarkaz are planning next. We've fallen behind on intel. She dismisses me with a wave, perhaps telling me not to think too much about it. Her silhouette remains sharp, making me feel like I'm worrying too much, and that she can handle it all. She can handle it all. She's right. I'm not much taller at all. How long will our food last? I don't think this warship was prepared to take on so many refugees. Can't just leave them to fend for themselves. Mrs. Emile grabbed my hand just now. She didn't say nothing. All she did was look at me. I can't take it anymore. Let's find Delphine. Calm down, Hannah. We're on someone else's ship. I'll go keep him company. The old-timers will feel better with a familiar face around. I'll stay with you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I talked to the quartermaster. Some food will make it to those who need it most. That's the best I can do. Thank you, Delphine. And thanks to Duke Windermere. Part of me hopes that Mother really wants to help these poor people out of the kindness of her heart, but... I know. It's because of me. Or should I say, because of who I am. It's fine, as long as it helps the people who've fled with us. You've adapted quickly, Vina. The time when we could do as we pleased has passed, Delphine. Many souls on this ship are counting on me. I have a responsibility to them, both as Vina and as the Siege. Lots of people are looking at us. I can tell Vina is busy. Mother's ship is one of the biggest of the Victorian ships. One of the biggest Victorian ships of the line, but it was never designed to evacuate civilians. Certainly not this many. The people of Norport are squeezed into holds meant to store ammunition and weapons, trying their best to find a clean place to sit down. This is not the best accommodation, even if the most dangerous weapons have been removed. Vina's gang are doing their best to maintain order. The refugees whisper about her amongst themselves. The officers on the ship pay no heed. nor does Vina respond to their calls of Your Majesty or Your Royal Highness. Regardless, she has become the heart and soul of this place. Perhaps the civilians don't even realize themselves, but the reason they trust Vina is not so much because of her status, but because she is the only one they can rely on in this unfamiliar environment. How goes the war? The number of reports coming in is unreal. Too many variables to keep track of. The Duke of Wellington's offense is unsteady, and our own defensive lines are being pressed. We should have an overwhelming advantage in terms of forces. Even if the Dukes have yet to commit their full strength, we are facing a foe beyond the scope of modern military theory. The Nahzir King. The only thing we know about him comes from sparse records of ancient times. It has been too long since Victoria, indeed Terra as a whole, last faced a real Sarkaz army. What chain reaction will their witchcraft produce? Are they really as primitive and backwards as the records say? What force have the various Sarkaz branches come together to form where we can't see them? Where do they stand together? No need to worry too much, though. Mother, Duke Windermere and Duke Wellington will conduct this war together. The Duke of Castor has also publicly declared her allegiance. The stalemate will not last long. Once we return to Ironclad Galway, both supplies and support will... Whoa! What was that? Looks like we're passing through a canyon. Good thing. It means we're about to leave the battlefield. A canyon. I feel even less at ease. I know where my mother's confidence comes from. The ship is defended by Windermere's pride, her sword guards. If the Sarkaz think this merely a reckless act by the Duke of Windermere, they will find themselves on the receiving end of blades that have been honed since the War of the Four Emperors. But do we truly know the Sarkaz? Is the ship slowing down, Siege? I think so, and the weather outside. Say, what time is it? How long has it been since we left Norport? A few hours, I think. Is this just an ordinary canyon? Yes, nothing remarkable besides some abandoned factories. Abandoned factories. Yes, this place is abandoned since before Londinium fell into chaos. Why? Because of catastrophe. The massive crystal formations that catastrophe left behind. Be careful. Hey, I'm talking to you. Something's not right. There's a different smell in the air. I look around instinctively. All the elite soldiers in the hold are gone. This is not right. Get away from him, Hannah. Siege pulls her back before I can. I see the soldier smiling at me. Look out. It's too late. Blood sleeps from the gaps in the ceiling, dripping into the infiltrator's eyes. Drip. Merge. Spread. Blood? Where did this blood come from? Look out! Siege pushes me away. An instant later, a blood mist bursts where I stood. Soon the entire hold is engulfed in crimson. Blood mist? Sarkaz witchcraft! Too many civilians here. Morgan, Dagda, Indra. The four of them exchange gazes and take up positions around the frightened crowd. The emotions in the crowd ranges from shock to panic. Some in the corners begin to scream, without even seeing exactly what happened. Go down. The stairs are to the north. Lady Delphine. Are you the ship's doctor? We're under attack by witchcraft. The ship's casters can't decipher it yet. The Duke and... Damn, how did they... Look out. A claw slaps away the sword that was inches from his throat. The blood and mist disperses, then reconverges, taking a gooey, wet form. Sarcasm emerges from the bloody shadow. The vampire's witchcraft has taken hold. I know that outfit, the skull mask, the Sigh of Kings, one variable to eliminate. Cause chaos and eliminate the outblood. Hesitate not to spill your own blood. Oh, you were part of the siege of the Knights of the Tower. Careful, I've gotcha. You will die here with your king, Victorian. Do it. Mother is on deck, but we still have civilians and our people below. Delphine, your left. Ugh. Careful. Sorry. Thanks. There aren't many of them. We can pin them down. The reinforced compartment is one bulkhead away. Get the civilians there. No, there's something more important that you must do. Those people came with me. I promised to protect them. Duke Windermere likely doesn't know how bad things are below. Go and inform her. I'll hold out until your reinforcements arrive. But suits us better. You have a formal command structure. There's no way to integrate us quickly. Vina. Go! Damn, you've got a hard head. Almost made my hand go numb. So be it. The Science of Kings will be spoils enough. Surround the Aslan. Get ready for a brawl, mates. For an instant, I wished I was with them. Like when I first joined Slobberknocker Gym. When I went from being alone to being in the community. Cador and Baird. We stood together. This ends now. The swing of the hammer compresses the air in the passage. It roars. Tiny drops of liquid fall on my face. My vision blurs. Delphine! A shadow draws near. Delphine! Mother? I try to wipe my eyes. I see another pair of eyes right there in front of me. Red flows from their sockets. Delphine, go no further. You're hurt. You'll only be in the way. Same for me. Kill me before whatever this is consumes me. The sword guards and her grace will kill the Sarkaz. Do not put yourself in danger, Delphine. No. I don't even feel the pain anymore. Free me and stop. I draw my sword. She is still conscious. I should not do this to her, but I see the relief in her eyes. She grabs my sword, sending it into her own body. I'm trembling. I can't see clearly. Lady Delphine, you must live. Thank you for freeing me. Look down and see the red eyes. She gives up breathing, smiling to the end. This is Sarkaz. Mother. My feet cannot move. Worry, unease, and fear grip them. The lights go out, and only light comes from above deck. There is only silence among the bodies. Rain solidifies as it falls, flowing backwards, evaporating, converging. A red-black sun rises into the sky, obscuring its white counterpart. A bloodless complexion emerges from the black sun, not a speck of blood on it. He descends from the black sun. I avert my gaze. Am I afraid? How shameful. You should not have dodged. The paleness of your face would have contrasted well with the blood drops. They would have painted a picture of beautiful despair. Leeches can't stop playing with blood, I see. Nothing has changed with you people, even after all these centuries. Rain begins to fall again. Drip, drop. Look, it's a good day to die. Your Grace, this attack was planned. As expected. For a sovereign of the Sark has to pay a personal visit, though. All well and good, I suppose. The battle below is not going well. The officers are organizing the defense. No matter. This one is our only threat. Mother, the Duke of Windermere points her sword toward the invading Sarkaz leader. I cannot see the expression on her face, but I know that it is not the mother I know so well. The soldier was right. I would only be in the way. I've long had enough of Lithanian spire arts. I wonder what the spine of a vampire looks like. You're a strong Victorian. I don't think you'll shirk back. But your blood will betray you. The Creator built a bridge of life for humanity, and I stand above the bridge. Oh? Not any worse than those spire madmen. A blue blade cuts through the rain of blood. A tiny drop of rain cuts open Mother's cheek. Was it the red rain, or blood sleeping out? I could not see. There's no change in Mother's expression, but I have never seen her get hurt before. Have I ever seen her get hurt before? Poor fool. Still clinging to dreams and fantasies. Guess why your battleship fell from within. Focus on the mission at hand, soldiers. Ready. Roger. Your duty is to kill the enemies of Windermere, not protect the life of Windermere. Do all you can to weaken the Sarkaz. Victoria will take back what is hers. The vampire's movement starts to slow. No, the sword guards are too fast. I've received formal military training. I did not go to Londinium unprepared. But here and now, I realize the weight of the words Duke of Windermere. My mother never let her daughter see the kinds of battlefields that she knew. Not bad, not bad. You aren't a Duke of Victoria for nothing. How many Sarkaz have you eaten? I don't have any such disgusting habits. No. You and your ancestors reveled in war, from Casimir's to Lithanian. A Duke of Windermere once had an army of Sarkaz in the War of the Four Nations, which engulfed most of the land. How did you or your ancestor use them? parlor tricks, the theft of witchcraft, a favorite of the Nachtschenrer. The blood and the flesh of Sarkaz spread across the battlefield, becoming yet another bulwark to your glorious armada. You ate them up, alright. Are you after revenge, Sarkaz? Of course. How dare you trifle with the methods of my creation, the property of the Crimson Court. He's being strengthened by the blood of the fallen. Oh. No. It's no longer bodily fluids, but part of the curse. Prepare counter arts. Stay calm. Take a deep breath. My throat is coarse. I cannot speak. I try to gasp for air, but the smell of blood is all there is. Vampire and Confessaris. This is Mother's flagship. Lynn Cardine's most experienced commanders, bravest soldiers, sailors, and the most steadfast warriors are gathered here. Mother once told me that this war is not about heroes, about charging into danger. A commander must see the whole battlefield in order to see the way to victory. But I realized why this ship sailed deep behind enemy lines without support. Because of me. No. This is no time for self-flagellation. I have to do something. If there is no place on Mother's battleship for me, someone must bring order. One of the kings of the Sarkaz court is here, but would they really attack us so recklessly? My espionage background tells me that something is missing from the puzzle. I have to do something. Think. Could it be? No, arts that can teleport an army are unheard of. Our ship fell from within. I know this feeling. Damatsi. I encountered him personally when leaving Norport. I had heard about his terrible king of the Sarkaz court from Lamia. But he was defeated. How could he... Still, this is the most likely answer. There are two kings of the Sarkaz court on the ship. A truly terrifying conclusion. But what about the vampire? Why didn't he go straight to his target? If he could use his witchcraft on the officers. Attacking secondary targets with witchcraft and creating disorder with assassins. It's too inefficient. But the Sarkaz fighting with Mother. The Damatsi, did he simply infiltrate us by taking the face of a Victorian? Damn it. Mother! Delphine, stay back! That one's fake! Swordguard's weapons impale the vampire. The light of arts penetrate the Sarkaz's twisted visage. The arts the sword guards of Windermere, passed down from generation to generation, are simple, but brutally effective. Mother quickly sets her sights back on the target. I draw my sword. Sword guards do not hear my cry, but Mother is ready. The vampire laughs. The massive blood arts explode before it can be cast. A gust of wind sweeps through the sticky air, blowing away the sanguine rain and wind. Death falls silent. True terror begins to spread, slowly but surely. Blood converges on the hand of the silhouette, forming a crystal. Then, the other, the true. Enough. I don't enjoy seeing another wear my face. The sword guards pull back instantly. Even so, two of them are late by an eyelash, and their flesh takes incomprehensible form in a split second. I can feel my sword hand trembling, my throat seizing up. This is a battle beyond my comprehension. A little girl saw through your disguise. You're losing your touch, Demazi. The previous you would have been more convincing. Is that so? These arts are merely a poor imitation by the Confessores. Foul, uncouth, vulgar killing. He looks towards me, then towards Mother. I'm trembling. Delphine. Yes! Good job seeing through the trick. All the sword guards would have been lost. But there's nothing more you can do here now. The escort fleet is approaching. We must ensure that communication with the fleet is maintained. Communications tower. It's behind the deck. The enemy is few in number. Go. I'm counting on you. She pats my shoulder with an injured hand. Only then do I notice that she has many more scars on her than I remembered. Understood. I turn around and run for the communications tower. Pride overcame fear in that instant. Mother said, I'm counting on you. I see the Confessari trying to blow the communications tower, and our soldiers still resisting. Thank goodness the communications tower hasn't fallen yet. The ship's slowing down? It's the engines. They're attacking the engine room. Damn it. Grab my hand. Don't look back. Get up. Thank you. Oh, Lady Delphine. We must regroup and counterattack. Reinforcements are on the way. Listen up, men. Dust clouds in the distance. Help is on the way. Their plan has failed so easily. I turn around. The front of the deck has been completely engulfed in red fog, with only the flashing of sword and vampiric arts to penetrate it. Why do I feel so uneasy? Delphine, look out! A pair of eyes peer at me, in the infinite raindrops, and the reflection of blood on the deck. The vampire's hand brushes my neck. Why? Is he not fighting Mother? Vina tries to push me away, but it's too late. My sword. I still have my sword. I am her daughter. She is counting on me. The blood-woven crimson witchcraft vanishes into thin air. Are you alright? I'm fine. It's all in my head. Your troops are holding back the enemy down below, so we've come up to help. The bad news is that we found traces of a Demazi down there. We know. The Sanguinarch and Demazi are attacking together. No, wait. The attack was not a Demazi feint. It was a true vampiric... It was true blue vampiric witchcraft. If the king of the Sarkaz court has intended to kill me, there's no reason I should still be alive. It was not my own strength that allowed me to resist. He had other plans. There's no doubt about that. Once again I look toward the sword guards. Their swords are still flashing. I can faintly see their silhouettes converging. Something's not right. They are falling one by one. They're backing up? This is not right. Where's Mother? Delphine, where are you going? Ah, dreadful. The scent of blood has changed. The Confessores has succeeded, as has the Sanguinarch. Pull back. Those unable to do so, drive your daggers into the hearts on my command. You. Impossible. Even if the fight against the fake vampire has taken its toll, Mother and her sword guards could not have fallen so easily. I know the legend of Windermere's sword, which no wall could stop. The blade of light that struck down the spires, one of Victoria's two sharpest swords. I grew up listening to them. Why? How? I charge into the fog of blood, hearing only my accelerating heartbeat. Finally, I spy a figure. Ugh. You have lost all sensation of your arms. Your guards are routed. How do you feel now? Ugh. Ugh. Sarkaz. He caught you. An instant of weakness, of disorder. Why? We do not understand. We find it regrettable. She's finished. Let this great warrior savor the fading of life. Are you leaving? I have no interest in the inconsequential deaths that remain. One glance from that devil is enough to freeze my blood. But he does not kill me. This blood is a penny a gallon. What are you after? We are unsure. The age of shame is coming to an end. Are you hurt? It does not matter. He disappears into the blood. You. Oh, there you are. The one who saw through us. He said we were losing our touch. How convincing was the last one? Is this good enough? Don't you dare wear her face! He smiles at me with Mother's face. We must try. Then, with an identical sword, Mother's sword, he impales his own chest. Sarkaz. In my fury, I try to charge, but my body refuses to move. We'll do better next time. He whispers in my ear, wearing my own face. Mother's sword is still in his chest. In my chest. He falls. Then familiar blood witchcraft covers him, consuming him. After the blood boils and evaporates, it is as though nothing had ever happened. All I can do is pick up Mother's sword. I catch sight of Mother. The sound of fighting has stopped. The wind has calmed. The ship has stopped. I see blue hair on the ground. Mother is bleeding. Delphine. I can't see very well. Have they retreated? They're gone. Mother, I'll call for the doctors. You'll be fine. You're the Duke of Windermere. You're my mother. Wait here, I couldn't beat him. I can't believe it. Don't go, Delphine. Don't go. Let me look at you. Oof. Oof. Mother's body grows cold in my arms. I dare not let go. The sound of Mother's heartbeat fades further and further away. Don't cry. I'm not crying, Mother. I saw you swing your sword, Delphine. Very good. You had injured your hand. Your grip was never right. I was too hasty. Mother, don't say any more. Mother gazes toward the horizon. Is that the direction of Londinium? Her eyes have always laid upon Victoria. I remember the direction your father left in. We had a surprise for you, one that we prepared long ago. Mother, Delphine, I thought you would be taller. The clothes will be a bit loose. Just calm down, Delphine. The rain stops. Okay. God. Fucking gut-wrenching me so early. Also, my throat is dying. That was the before part, right? Not the after part? Oh! Honestly, 13.1 and 13.3 before, both of those together took it out of me. 13.2 was not as long as I actually... Wait, no. Was it 13.3 that wasn't long? And something was long, including 13.1, and it really took it out of my throat. So we're probably going to end for now. Also, goddamn.
Glad to see you again, Doctor.
Did they really have to do it to us like that? Just checking the shop, making sure I have everything I want. Yeah. Killing so many so fast, and the Damatsi is back, and because now the Damatsi can split into multiple, because they died, so they have multiple of themselves now. Or no, they had multiple selves of them. They're just back again and doing it more. Or something, I don't know. Well, it's whatever. That was part
You
one.
look a little worse for wear every time I see you. Are you doing all right these days, Doctor?
No, because that really just like stabbed a dagger into my heart for that fucking scene right there. Damn. Though that's why I love Arknight's story. They can really cut into the heart of the matter. Again, this will be the end of the stream. However, I did promise I would do March On, so we'll be doing March On as we end the stream. And find a someone to raid. That's the word I was looking for. Someone to raid. So, thanks everyone for coming. and hope to see you guys next time. This was a great start to chapter 13. We will be continuing this soon TM. I cannot confirm which day yet, but look forward to it. Just make sure to check YouTube when the next live stream is set up. So see you guys then.